Good afternoon, dear fellow farmers and all those who have been following us all through our farming experience. Today I'd like to bring you a new venture that has been undertaken during the year 2024 planting season. Last year we did a lot of documentary on fruit trees. This year we got into another venture, and as you can see, the venture that we have begun is watermelon farming. So what I've come to learn, or what we came to discover during the period that we have been doing the farming activities, is you have to understand the type of environment that you're in, the weather patterns and the soil structure, even the nutrition content of your soil. Once you're able to understand this, and with the various types of plants you'll have adopted or gone through in the different season, then you'll be able, in the next planting season, you'll be able to know which ones did well, which ones were not able to adapt well. So what I've come also to learn is that farming is not something that you can have a dictionary of answers for all questions, or it is not something that all theories that have been put forward from different peoples in different regions will give the same results. It all depends on different patterns, because these are elements that depend on the nature and on the environment. So for us, given that our activities are being done in the tropical side of Western Kenya, we experienced a number of challenges, and the greatest being the soil, what it supports during which period, and also the different patterns of rains. Then also the climate is not as cool as maybe the highland areas, where some of the items that we had begun working with were doing well. Like for example, we have some fruit trees that are, for us, they are now 1 year old. We'll have to talk about that in a different experience. But we have in the past 1 year experienced flowering from these fruit trees, and most of the flowers are botted. So from our own research, what we came to discover is that they needed a little bit more time, maybe between 15 months and above. We can be able to see retention of the fruit and the flowers and development of the fruits. So we decided also to try to see the plants that adapt well in this region, and this is one of the fruits that adapt well in the region. As you can see, for this one we have done like for the beginning like 3 acres of watermelon. It comes with its own challenges, but it looks promising at now. We have entered into the long rain period, and as you can see, the ground is quite wet in most areas, and yes, the plants did well in germination. Most of them have flowers at this point, and some of them have started developing fruits. Maybe, if I can remember the correct planting dates, they are like 1 month old where we are like at right now. We did not just plant and everything came into being the way it did. First we had to plant with fertilizer. There are various fertilizers, and for this I'll be real, we did the artificial fertilizers. We didn't do manure because of the region where we are in and how large the land is. So we did not have enough of the farm manure to do pure organic watermelons, so we had to do the artificial fertilizer during our planting stage. Then after they germinated, we also applied fertilizer. And some challenges we have been experiencing, you're seeing some of their leaves are yellow. We had to do a lot of spraying so as to keep the fungal attacks on most of the plants away. We also had some challenges of aphids, but I can see they recovered well. As you can see, this first part, the whole of it, it's well covered. If I can give the measurements, we did a bed of 2 meters apart, and between one plant and the other is 1 meter. But you also noted that they were a bit far. So as you can see, we have new ones that we decided to add in so that we don't have them very far apart. But it's good to give them space. As you're seeing, when they start trailing, most of them will join together. I think I've seen one with a fruit that has already been pollinated here. If you can see this one has been pollinated and it's now a fruit. Yes, so I was on the separation. We should ensure that you give them enough space, because what is important is where the root is. This is where you'll be feeding. The rest is just support as it moves, so it needs space. The first time we did melon in our demo farm, we experienced a lot of overcrowding. Then we experienced a lot of attacks by the flies. There are some flies which, when they prick the plant, then you get some they stain or they leave a spot, and they usually suck out the liquid from the plant. So you'll find some of your fruits are not as clean as you'd want them, and you know most of the market, they want clean fruits. So we learned that from the first planting, and that's why we have been able to do it differently this time. Part of the difference that we have done, as I've said, we did enough spacing. We planted with the manure, fertilizer. We have been spraying frequently, at least twice a week, to ensure that we keep the attacks away, the fungal and the flies infection. And now we have reached into the flowering stage. There are some fertilizers that you have to also be spraying them, especially the foliar, and also there are some fruiting. You can see here, this one is drying up. So we'll also have, when you do your farm scouting, you'll be able to see such, and it's good when you see this, you address it. We cannot know all the infections that are on the plants or from the regions that you come to farm in, but when you get to the agrovets and you just have a picture of the type of disease that is on the plant, it's easy for the agrovet to advise you. So that's what you have been doing, and you can see we have also started giving them some support. Apart from the what is it called? Is it the vertical running? As they're running on the ground, we'd also want to do horizontal in a different planting season so that we have them go upwards. I think I've forgotten my directions, but I'll go back to school. That is an idea we have discussed in the next planting phase, so that we might see if we'd be able to avoid some maybe diseases that are subjected to when they are on the soil as compared to when they are hanging or suspended above the ground. So yes, this is where we are. This is what we are doing for this season. This is our second year. If I have to use years, this is our second planting year. And also something that we have come to learn, there are two types of farming. There are farming that you do for your own subsistence use at home, and there is farming that you can do commercial. My advice, or from what I've learned, if you want to get into commercial farming, doing various crops might not get you the output that you need, especially because of the many factors that affect farm business. You might be planting, you might get good output or harvest, then at the end of the season you find the market is either flooded, the price has there's a depreciated value of the crop, and you might also find it's a season where the crop is rare and you have good value for your products. So if you have them in volumes, then you'll be able to have economies of scales in your commercial venture into farming. But if you try to do different crops which will give you lower yield, when you get to such challenges in the market, then you'll find that you're not able to break even, and you'll end up having a high cost of farm input as compared to what you've gotten as the end product. So that is something that we learned, and that's why you've seen you've done 3 acres. That's a lot, but still not enough for watermelon this season. The good thing also, if you want to go commercial, look for commodities that take between 3 to 6 months in maturity, so that you can have at least minimum of 3 harvests in a year, or a maximum of 4. If you get to 5, you're lucky. So then you'll be able to get returns. So that is a small brief of what we have done for this year. Again, here I'm seeing some withering, so we'll have to look into that. So until next time, I hope by the time I'll be doing the next documentary for this, the whole field will be filled with green vegetation, and I will be having very large and beautiful fruits. So until next time, this has been Kamix Organic and Tropical Fruit Farms. We hope that you're enjoying the year 2024, and yes, it's Eid Mubarak to our Muslim brothers, and Easter was there for our Christian faithful. Happy holidays, and see you in the next video. Goodbye.